Welcome back to our channel Stoicism. Tell me, money might catch attention, but it's not what keeps a woman truly interested. In fact, there are qualities far more valuable than wealth that women find irresistibly attractive in men. In this video, we're diving into the 7 things that women love in men more than money. If you want to build a deeper, more meaningful connection, it's time to focus on the traits that really matter. Let's get into it. You might have seen men who don't have outstanding looks or a lot of money, but who make women go crazy. What is their secret? The fact is that there are male qualities that women instinctively value more than looks and money. In this video, we'll analyze 7 key qualities that every man can develop and which women find irresistible. Some of these female weaknesses are not obvious, while others are misunderstood by most men. So watch to the end to develop these things properly. In the end, girls will feel overwhelmingly attracted to you. The first thing is self-confidence and even impudence. This is the key to attracting girls. We can argue as much as we want here that cocky and self-confident guys can be both annoying and repulsive, but the fact remains that throughout history, strong character traits and confidence have attracted girls because they counterbalance their own insecurities. However, it's not that simple. You could have been misinterpreting what it means to be a confident man all along in modern life. You shouldn't be fooled. Any girl knows why you're approaching her and why you're asking her out. The decisive factor is how confidently you move through the stages of seduction to win, or over the way you get to know a girl, how you react to her denials, how quickly you get up the courage to kiss her on a date, says a lot about you. All of this will show her how determined you are to achieve your goals and take whatever you want in life. Any woman wants a strong man by her side, no matter what she says, and the way you seduce her shows how strong a male you are. If you go on dates with her and do nothing every time waiting for her to take the initiative, she'll come to the conclusion that you're the type of person who only licks their lips while looking at the cake, but does not take it. She is not interested in that. Self-confident men know what they want and are not afraid to say. So straightforwardness is appreciated by girls and lays the foundation for a trusting relationship. Bro, gradually implement the following principle in your life. If you want something, go for it. It's not a given that you'll succeed right away. It takes time to develop a skill, but the main task for you at the first stage is to get out of your comfort zone, to learn to go for it. If you like a girl, you shouldn't hope that she'll approach you or someone will introduce you. Take the initiative yourself. If you want to have sex with her, you don't have to spend 15 dates trying to attract her to you and postponing the night together. Remember the main disadvantage of this tactic. There is a risk that she'll grow old and die while you hesitate. Or more likely, she'll find someone who will be quicker. A girl will decide if she likes a guy or not, if she wants him or not in the first 5 minutes of communication. She just needs time to trust you, to get to know you better. But you have to understand that you can't cross the line between self-confidence and rudeness. Self-confidence should be nice and polite. The second quality is authenticity. Self-confidence includes both accepting your strengths and recognizing your weaknesses. There are no perfect people, only people with low and high self-esteem. Those with high self-esteem don't care much about their flaws, but people with low self-esteem worry a lot about their drawbacks. They're dependent on the opinions of others, and it's important for them to look as good as possible in other people's eyes. Realize that if you constantly worry about your own peculiarities, asking yourself the question, "What will others think of me?" you'll just destroy your self-esteem. For instance, you may worry about your skinniness, or your short height, or that your hair is falling out. But the problem is not your height, skinniness, or hairstyle. The problem is the way you present yourself. You don't love yourself, and girls are very good at reading how much a guy accepts himself. Although all the shortcomings I've just listed can be balanced out by charisma, humor, stylish clothes, etc. Think about it. Do all men who are successful with women look perfect? Of course. Not some people think Cristiano Ronaldo is too glamorous, while others say Jason Statham looks like a hillbilly. Many successful men have major flaws, but women fall in love with their strengths. Therefore, when you accept yourself with your strengths and weaknesses and focus on developing your strengths, you will be loved. It's impossible to be liked by everyone, and it's not needed. The most important thing is to love yourself, and then you'll be attractive to others. And this does not mean that you need to be like body-positive fatties. Work on your flaws, develop yourself, but do it for your own sake, not to please someone else. Authenticity applies to both appearance and behavior. There's no need to copy someone else's image. Have your own opinion, and don't try to imitate anyone. If you play a role, the girl will not like you. But the image you create, this will not lead to anything good after all. When you start communicating more closely, she'll find out what you really are and lose interest. Girls are very difficult to deceive. They quickly catch on to falsehoods. I know guys who try to pretend to be alpha males, like Sigma fighters or whatever. Even if it looks natural, a girl won't be able to relax around such a guy. After all, he's in constant tension to maintain. His image and acting requires a lot of effort, and if you communicate with a girl easily, naturally, and make jokes, even if you do it in your own imperfect way, it will be much easier for her to relax around you. Moreover, you'll feel energized on your dates instead of getting tired. Therefore, develop your natural behavioral pattern and focus not on pleasing the girl, but on relaxing. Women are gravitating towards men who show their uniqueness and don't try to play roles to impress. Next thing, looking down on girls as on children is a very attractive masculine quality, which for some reason is not talked about much. How does a child behave? It says a lot of strange things, makes a lot of mischief. How does the father behave? He allows the child to do foolish things, but not beyond the limits. The father guides the child's behavior, does not go along with it, and always has the last word. The same principle should work when dealing with girls. Remember how often you looked up at a woman, especially when you liked her. You're trying to prove things to her, to earn her respect, to win her over. You spend a lot of energy and effort on that process. As a result, she looks down on you and chooses another guy who is neutral or indifferent to her. She even runs after him herself. This behavior is easy to explain. Every woman says directly in a man, "I'm looking for a protector." Can a guy who chases after a woman and pursues her be considered strong physically? He may be strong, he may have a lot of money, connections, power, but for a woman, he's mentally weak because he looks at her as a queen. Such a man does not cause sexual desire in a woman. That's why you don't have to run after anyone and be too accommodating. It's not the same as taking care and respecting girls' desires. Women immediately feel this weakness and start taking advantage of such a man. Of course, without feeling much respect for him. A strong guy always looks at the picture from above and avoids situations where he's not comfortable. He does not waste his energy trying to prove anything to anyone. This is the strength that attracts girls. Every woman wants to be weak, even the one who at first glance acts very arrogant. The thing is, a woman really wants to be weak, but not with every man. In order for her to be soul, called weak with you, you have to be strong. And when a man starts playing a prince on a white horse, trying to guess a woman's every desire, he found himself wondering why she's bossing him around. It's simple. He's established himself that way, dude. Remember how a woman behaves with you is her reaction to your behavior. If she communicates with you gently and nice, it means that she has respect for you, or she always needs something from you. If she treats you like a nobody, then you're positioning yourself that way. It means she doesn't respect you, and there's no need to make excuses. That she has a complicated nature. Men must have principles that they're not willing to break. When there's a violation of these principles, a woman stops seeing you as someone worthwhile. If a man just wants loyalty and care, he runs the risk of becoming a convenient guy who doesn't attract or keep women's attention. Don't forget that girls' behavior is largely based on instinct. If you follow your principles, then a woman will feel weak with you. She'll feel your strength and be drawn to you subconsciously. Of course, you don't need to go overboard with dominance, but you should never humiliate yourself or allow yourself to be manipulated. Fourth, healthy egoism. I'll repeat. You don't have to do anything special for a girl until she's done something for you. This is important because most ladies will take your gifts and extra attention as weakness. There's nothing wrong with being able to say no and not signing up for any foush that doesn't benefit you. This is the basis of a strong man. A real story from my former colleague a few years ago. The company he worked for moved to new office. This guy's quick to react, and he immediately took a desk. A pretty girl approached him and said, "She wanted to sit there," he replied. "Cool, you wanted to, and I did." She pouted and left his other colleague. A girl was sitting next to him, watched, she smiled. Which one of these girls do you think he went on a date with? Later on, with a spicy sequel with both, and the one who pouted and laughed later took the initiative to have the guy meet her healthy. Selfishness is the antagonist of the nice guy mode. A girl sees that this guy is not ready to lay everything at their feet like the others, and that makes them stand out. Egoism is a component of charisma. It makes your male image much more interesting and mysterious. Unlike those men who are easy to figure out, it's good when a girl has questions about you that she can't answer clearly. This is a challenge for her to some extent, to try to figure you out, to make you interested. If you hear the phrase, "My attention must be won," it translates to, "I want to get my benefit, and I will decide whether later you'll get your benefit, or in the businessman's language, you pay me the money, but I'll think about whether to give you the product or not." Therefore, you should not be giving girls advances when you're not sure that your investment will pay off. And why do girls like such guys? After all, it seems that on the contrary, generosity is important to them. The thing is that when a guy lets a girl take advantage of him, it indicates his low self-esteem. He puts the girl above himself, and this is also a sign of mental weakness. Does this mean you have to be stingy? No, it doesn't. You need to be pragmatic if you don't allow others to benefit from you. It doesn't mean you're stingy. You have to be ready to take care of your girlfriend, who is genuinely interested in you, and who's also ready to take care of you. You can pay for a girl who came to talk to you and get to know you on the first date. But you should know your worth, and not allow people to benefit from you if you realize that they're just using you. A decent girl understands that this is normal. Such a guy knows how to value his resources, and she'll never be lost with him. But the so-called princesses who like to play a game called Win Me Over are better to avoid. Learn to refuse girls, especially if their requests are manipulative. It's important not to feel guilty and not to use the word sorry without a very good reason after all. Frequent apologies signal insecurity. Number 5, flexibility, the ability to be antagonistic, sometimes tough and principled, adds charisma and mystery to a man and arouses genuine interest of women. By the way, I looked up what women say about the most attractive male qualities, and you know what's in the lead? Kindness, honesty, intelligence, attentiveness. Write in the comments who is helped by kindness and decency in seducing girls. This proves once again that women say one thing and want something completely different. The weaker sex is attracted to the unpredictable image of the bad guy, so keep the girls around you in the dark about your intentions. But don't go too far. After all, girls are most interested, not in bad guys, and certainly not in good guys, but in those who can be both, depending on the occasion and circumstances. Girls want to receive different emotions, and it'll be cool if she receives them from one person. The value of this guy in her life will be super high. You can show your toughness and selfishness when it's needed, and be soft and romantic in other situations. It's kind of a seesaw that gives you a wide range of emotions, which girls quickly get hooked on among a bunch of sweethearts and outright. A guy who can organically combine these two behaviors will be in great demand. 6th trait. Confident speech is a hallmark of strong men, the ability to clearly communicate your thoughts and feelings. the ability to listen attentively are highly valued by women, and if you can make a good joke, sometimes it will greatly enhance your magnetism. A sense of humor is a key quality that makes a man attractive to women regardless of his appearance. Not all guys are as handsome as Chris Hemsworth or Henry Cavill or whoever else girls like nowadays, so if you're not a Hollywood H, a sense of humor is what you need. And if you are a handsome man, then the ability to make funny jokes will only add to your value. Everyone loves to laugh, and women are no exception. Humor stimulates the release of endorphins, and girls are generally very dependent on emotions. In fact, a woman is synonymous with emotions, so if she's having fun with you, she'll produce the right hormones, and she'll want to be around you again and again to get her endorphin dose. You may have noticed it yourself. You go on a date with a new girl. You may not like her right away, but after talk to her for a while, everything changes. This happens much more often with girls, and one of the things that's behind such metamorphoses is a sense of humor. But you need to be extremely careful with black humor and mockery, as girls are very easy to hurt. Laughing at certain situations that you both know, good fun over current events, ridiculous life situations, light irony or friendly jokes, but without malice, that do not humiliate the girl, are best. You can and should develop a sense of humor. Watch and note how comedians built their jokes and try the seventh quality. Women are extremely excited by men who are passionate about some occupation, profession, or business. She may not even be interested in this occupation itself, but the sparkling eyes of a man who is deeply involved in his life's work will not leave her indifferent. Having a purpose in life makes a man more valuable and attractive. A man with a clear goal is perceived as ambitious, and purposeful girls are attracted to guys who strive for more. This shows leadership qualities and a desire to win. It's not just about financial success, but also about having big goals and striving to achieve them. Women just love it when a man describes his business with words like, "I gave up everything to do this. I invested all my capital in the business. I didn't sleep at night to make it work. I succeeded after so many years," or talks about the process itself, how he organized his team, what results he expects, and what he's already achieved. Surprisingly, men who put women in second place to their business or hobbies attract the opposite sex even more. Follow your priorities. Show that you have your own life outside of the relationship. This will prove that you are a well-rounded man who has a clear life path that he follows, regardless of women. A guy should not change his interests and goals for the sake of a girl, otherwise she will lose her interest. I would also like to say one important thing that not everyone understands: you don't need to strive to become a level 80. Or have a list of girls you've seduced measured in 3 digits. I've repeatedly met successful, charismatic men who have slept with more than 100 women. They had one problem in common: lots of seduced women did not make them happy. Intimacy became boring and did not bring them much pleasure for them all. Women merged into one big mass, but that's not it. The playboy lifestyle is a consequence of psychological trauma. Someone had low self-esteem in childhood, and such a man subconsciously asserted himself through a large number of girls. Some people run away from serious relationships by constantly changing partners in a long-term relationship. Womanizers face many problems. It's one thing to learn how to get girls to bed quickly, but it's quite another to build a relationship with them. Therefore, some of them make the girl the center of the world in their relationships. Some of them try to act like a tyrant and limit her and everything. Others behave like immature men. They continue to party and cheat. In each case, the girl leaves. Therefore, if you want to be really liked by women, you shouldn't set your main goal to bang everything that moves. In this case, you'll only get psychological problems and lose precious years. Moreover, you'll stop enjoying the process pretty soon. Instead, treat relationships with the opposite sex as just one area of your life, the same as work. You know, friends. health, sports develop each of these areas equally, and you'll become a really happy guy. I know that you will succeed, and if you think so too, please like this video and watch our other ones.